Hi foodies, welcome to my kitchen. This is Jenny here from Jenny's Walk. So foodies, as we know, the festive season is right around the corner. So I want to make a lovely Madras curry goat for you today. So let's take a look and see how we put this lovely curry goat together. It is not fresh goat, it is frozen goat. And we're going to give it a good wash and we're going to marinate this overnight. So stay tuned to see how we're going to do this curry goat. This is one of the many different ways that we could do a lovely curry goat. So stay tuned and enjoy here from Jenny's Walk. So foodies, for that lovely goat that I'm going to season up really nicely, a beautiful Caribbean flavor we want to bring back into this curry goat. Here we go with the herbs. So here I have that rakau or shadow benny or bandania as you know it. I'm going to add this to it. This is the scallion. Here I have some coriander or cilantro. Some fine thyme, you know, this really fine. Oh, I love the scent of this. And I have here some parsley, some Italian parsley. I'm going to put that all together. Half of lime. I'm going to add this lime juice to it in marinating. I have some garlic here, nice ginger, hot pepper. I'm going to use half of this hot pepper on my shallot. So I'm going to put all of this together into my food processor and make a nice seasoning, as we would say, or sofrito. And I'm going to marinate that goat meat now. So for these, I got a lot, as you can see. So I'm going to add in, I'm going to eyeball like 2 tablespoonfuls of this lovely fresh herb in there. I'm going to marinate this overnight. You know, I love to marinate my meats overnight. Here is 1 tablespoonful of Madras curry powder. And I'm going to go in with a 1/4 teaspoonful of lemongrass to take away that extra, you know, goaty smell. I also wash it with lime, fresh lime juice. In goes half a lemon juice in here. So I wash it really nice with the lime juice and I let it soak with some coffee that I had from this morning that brewed and it was left back. So what the coffee will do, the coffee will take away that ram goat scent, as we would say. I know some people love that ram goat scent, like the Africans and my brothers and sisters in Jamaica, they like the ram goat scent. There's actually a ram it up seasoning by that name. Is from Jamaica. It has that real ram goat scent to it. Well, I'm not too much into that one, so I try to take it out a little bit because I don't like that scent. It smells in your finger when you even touch the meat after cooking. So if you want, you could go ahead and do that, not a problem. You know, there's no right way and wrong way in Jenny's Walk in cooking. So this looks marvelous. I'm going to give it a good mix. No salt, as you notice, and this is going to sit overnight and all these lovely herbs is going to get into the meat. If you have some mustard oil, you want to drizzle some mustard oil, that's fine, all well and good. So let's put this away to marinate now, and then we'll be back to make this lovely curry goat. Okay foodies, so in a big curry pot, I'm going to eyeball about half a teaspoonful of black mustard seed, half a teaspoonful of yellow mustard seed, and half a teaspoon of cumin or jeera. So I'm going to put this in and just eyeball about 1 tablespoonful of oil, regular oil. I think I'm going to make that a tablespoon and a half because we need to fry up the onions. So I'm going to leave this for like 30 seconds. So that's about 30 seconds there. You already hear that little popping of the seeds. So now we're going to add the onions. We're going to add more onions to this now and give it 2 minutes. So this is a good 2 minutes. So now I'm going to add in some curry leaves and give that like 30 seconds. So there's our curry leaf. Leave very nice aroma into the kitchen. So now in goes the ginger and garlic. I'm going to give this a nice toss. So what we're doing here, we're building taste, we're building flavor, and we let everyone release their flavors out into the oil at their own time. So I'm going to continue with this for another minute. So this is frying very beautiful. So I want all the flavor out of that onion. So I want it more translucent. So in goes 2 tablespoonfuls of water. And I'm going to put this on very low heat and let it slowly get to a lovely translucent color. And then we're going to add our spices. So there you go foodies. There's a lot of noise in here. Kitchen smells divine. And you see the look of that onions all get beautiful. So before I start to add my spices, this is what I have. In here, I have 1 3/4 tablespoonful of Madras curry, 1/4 teaspoonful of haldi or turmeric, 1/4 teaspoonful of cayenne pepper. This is garam masala, 1 teaspoonful, and 1 teaspoonful of coriander powder. So now I want to wake up these spices. So I'm going to add them in. We're not going to burn it up. We're just going to wake it up. So give it a good little mix for 30 seconds. You see it's all bubbling really nicely. Give it a good little mix. 30 seconds in there. And you're going to add in 2 tablespoonfuls of water again. And give this a good mix. Leave it on low heat and let it all come together and fry really nicely and get waken up. So that's a lot of noise in there, my dear foodies. You hear the pot is calling me and everybody's screaming in there. So here I have some hing or asafoetida, the powder. You're just going to eyeball like 1/4 teaspoonful and just add it in. Some of you think it have that very pungent, stinky scent. Yes, that is true. But when you cook it, that scent don't remain in there. This is very good for your stomach. It's also a meat tenderizer. You could go ahead and you could Google that up. There's no room in here for negative comments or negativity. So there you go. You see that, foodies? When you see, you pull, my new foodies, you see when you pull it apart, we don't see any water or anything. All we are seeing there is just the oil. So now at this point, we're going to add our goat meat. Remember, we had that goat seasoned all night. So this goat meat, I did not give it a boil. There's so many different ways to cook goat, you know. This is one of the many ways. So I'm sharing with you another way. So you just empty your goat in there. I'm going to mix this up really nicely. I have no help with the camera today. So this is what we're going to be doing in our big pot. And always use your old pot. Don't destroy your new pot, because curry tend to stain a little bit. So I always keep my big old pot. So I want to transfer this into my iron pot now and let it continue frying and cooking. I think I'm going to need this pot to cook something else right now too. So you use your old pots and let that stain stay in those old pots. So you give this a good mix in there, and I'm going to adjust it for salt and let it come. It will let its own water out. You let that water burn out, and then we're going to move from there. Okay, so this looks about right. This looks about really good. So it's bubbling there angrily, beautiful. So it's a medium-high heat. So I'm going to drop 2 pieces of mace and 1 piece of cinnamon bark. Let me lower this heat a little bit so you can hear me. And now at this point, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoonful, another 1/4 teaspoonful. That'll be like 1/2 teaspoonful of my Himalayan pink salt. Now I'm adding my salt a little at a time, and I'm going to check and adjust it as we go by. So this is boiling really beautiful. So this is still frying up, as you would see. Just chunky, which is what chunky is, that Indian word that you would use when you put that oil in with all your spices and stuff, and it's all on your curries and all of that, spices, your curries, your onion, pepper, garlic, everybody in there. When it's all to perfection and you drop your meat or vegetable or whatever, that is what you call chunky, when you pour in your meat into those spices and all of that is ready to be coated and all marinate and cook up with the spices. That word is called chunky. So here we go with chunky, our goat. So we're just going to be waiting a little bit now. I'm going to continue, cover it back, and let it continue frying up in its own fresh water, as Granny would say. That's the fresh water. You need to burn it off completely, and then you will add your water to continue cooking, because that water going to make your food very fresh if you don't fry it down properly. So let this continue cooking. A beautiful color in there here at Jenny's Walk. Okay, foodies, that's a lot of noise in there. So now it's frying. As you can clearly see, that is just oil in there. So at this point now, we have to make our goat cook to get soft. So I'm going to add a ginger beer. Christmas time. Let's add some ginger beer in there to give it a nice flavor. And remember that seasoning, I'm going to add that same water back that where it was marinating in that bowl. So I'm going to put that same water in. So altogether, this is like 7 cups of water, 7 cups of liquid. So let's see how tough this goat is, and let this continue cooking now until it reaches that soft perfection. As we go by, I'm going to taste for salt, and I'm going to drop 2 whole riri or cherry peppers or coffee peppers in, so we get a little heat from there. So there you go, foodies, that lovely curry goat that we marinate overnight, and we give it a good marinating with all those lovely fresh herbs from the backyard if you have it there, and we cook it with that ginger beer. Marvelous, lovely curry goat here to enjoy with chapati, roti, white rice, rice and beans, jollof rice, you name it. Whatever is your desire to enjoy this goat meat, you go ahead. Lovely menu here from Jenny's Walk. So don't forget to like and share with your favorite food groups, and invite your friends to join in. And don't forget, hey, subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have it there. We're on good terms, right? So why are we not joining in? Come on in to my YouTube channel, Jenny's Walk, and Facebook at Jenny's Walk to enjoy all this marvelous recipe. So thank you for joining me from my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking.